Well, Friday updates, vacation Friday, yes. And sometimes in the background you'll hear nitromethane funny cars and dragsters at the Texas Motorplex because it's the Fall Nationals. It's like 20 miles away, but I can hear them making passes sometimes. So the bell housing, I didn't get it videoed because I was using a torch and wrestling around, and just, you know, when you're in the moment, you got to get some progress. So managed not to drop it. I did manage to get that huge normal mess. I had to use my little propane, my little Coleman fuel, the little plumber torch head on it, and heat the aluminum on the bell housing around the dang dowel pins to expand it a little bit so I could get the thing loose, man, because this sucker was hanging right off the dowel pin. So I had to get the jack kind of careful position where it still had weight so it would try to come off, and heat both sides and run around to the other side and then back to this side, and then try to wiggle it and hope the jack stands don't fall and kill me. And but anyway, it started rocking, so I kept knocking, you know what I mean, and got off just the way I planned. So anyways, this little circle's out. Give it back to my buddy Paul and say good luck with that. Then I've got this obviously good rebuilt unit, or previously rebuilt, possibly not recently, 10, 20, 30 years ago, and it is stamped C9 and written C9. So that is the factory little code for high stall turbo 350. So that's your basic 2000 stall instead of an 1800, or maybe it's a 2200. It all varies, man. It depends on your torque of your engine and the weight and the gear ratio and all that. So what we're hoping for is a flash stall under load, which would be like chugging along in third gear, driving slow, and then blip like half throttle and see how high it goes. You know, that's like max load, like as if you're on slicks launching on the line. So if it will, I'd like it to stall 22, 24 under load, like a flash stall, maybe 25 max, because the old 25 rated converter, you know, it was flashing 3000 because of the weight and torque and everything. So if it's rated $2,000, maybe I'll get 2500. And this truck's never actually had efficient coupling at 2500. It's always been 29 or 3000. So there's actually some more of that torque that's been missed, and the efficiency is going to improve. So it may improve the quarter mile track speeds as well. So anywho, I got to pick out which color to rebuild this one real quick, and we'll carry on. So you can see I did some prep that looks like red primer, but it's really just brake cleaner dissolving the old paint on it. And I had some Duplicolor engine with ceramic Chevy orange DE 1620, which was left over from what I guess used on the 454 4 years ago. I think I bought this when I put those Gen 5 aluminum valve covers that are on the engine. I just did that like a year ago because I like the O-ring bead seal and that's in the backside of it, you know, and the look of it. And anyways, let's rebuild this thing. Well, I'd say that's properly rebuilt. I'm gonna let that dry. Probably have one of those midday cold snacks of the Pilsner variety, except mine are from the Netherlands, Denmark, Carlsberg, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, this is a converter I almost gave or loaned to Newburn for his shoebox build when they were over at Emily and Aaron's over there at the garage doing a roadkill and all that. And they had some converter problems, which I think turned out to be fuel pressure problems. But I didn't get the text until I was up the next morning. I was asleep, so that's okay. It's not what they really needed anyway. So I'll let that dry, come back out later. Well, after a long break, because my daughter decided to come visit and hang out, so we watched some Marvel movies, and I didn't get any progress till now, which is fine. We'll do that any day, and family first, of course. So you'll see that this converter is in, not bolted up, of course, but you'll see these got 4 of the Pontiac intake bolts / best bell housing bolts you can get for a Chevrolet, Olds, Pontiac, whatever, because they're I guess you'd call it a cap screw, but whatever, I call it a shoulder bolt, but they're the best. That's right, other video mentioned intake bolts. So 4 bolts snug, that means it's in, the transmission's in. I didn't, I mean, I could have got it driving today, but this was part 3 of C10 Converter swap, so it's swapped. I didn't promise anything extra. Although, I mean, okay, I'm just going to call this done as far as all this minutia, part 3, part 2.5, whatever, and then we'll just make the payback later with some other posting of some violent C10 burnouts later. How's that? I think everybody liked that. So anyway, we'll just call this a wrap. I'll probably button it up some more tomorrow. Hopefully it'll come off the jack stands tomorrow. Thanks for watching.